Well, hopefully everybody had a little fun with that last video. So, in this video, we're going to talk about werewolves. Yeah, werewolves again. Went my entire life, never saw Bigfoot. I think Bigfoot definitely exists, but I never would have believed that werewolves existed. Now they're calling them dogman, and then somebody said, oh, well, there's a difference between dogman and a werewolf. Whatever. I saw a werewolf, 2021 or something like that. Can't remember exactly now, but it's vividly in my mind as to what it looked like. It was a werewolf. It was a no crap there I was moment. I ran across the pavement of a road in front of my vehicle. Probably weighed between, I don't know. It was a lot. Between 350 and 500 pounds probably. Big. Was not a bear. I've been everywhere in this world. I've seen all kinds of creatures. This was a werewolf. Had the head of a wolf, but it was huge. Huge. Had a big shaggy mane on the shoulders. Had arms and legs. It ran on two legs. Ran on two legs. It looked at me. It looked like it was afraid it was going to get hit by my vehicle. I've talked about it before here on this channel. It was big. I mean, my truck's 7 foot tall. And if it would have stood up, it would have been probably between 7 and 8 foot. I know it would have been taller than the truck if it would have stood straight up. It was running like a silverback gorilla would at the zoo, you know, kind of running on its back legs, using its hands to support itself here and there, but it wasn't running on fours, it was running on 2 legs, bipedal. It was huge, had teeth, looked just like a friggin' wolf, pointy ears. Never forget it. So, ever since that time, anytime I'm on property, I carry a weapon. Generally, some kind of a knife, right? So, I was talking with a friend of mine yesterday about this, and he was like, I told him I carried my Cold Steel Trailmaster. He says, why don't you carry your bushcrafter? And I love this knife. This knife is great for everything. And kukris are known for fighting and stuff. But what I saw was huge. It's a monster. I'm not really afraid of it as long as I got something. Because I could still inflict damage. But see, the thing is, the reason why I don't always carry the bushcrafter and I carry the Trailmaster is because I got a bit more reach. I've got a bit more reach, okay? And I know the Trailmaster ain't going to break if I hit bone or whatever. 5/16 of an inch thick. Bowie is a fighting knife through and through. So, I'll use that one or I'll use this one. It don't matter to me. If something has to be taken out, I'm going to have something on me. Just the way it is. Before I had the Trailmaster, I would carry the Power Eagle 12. That's a great knife also. It's got that reach, It's got that 12-inch blade. So, I mean, I've always been about fighting knives, And I could fight I could fight, and I could use a knife. So, it doesn't matter what I've got. I'm gonna inflict some bodily damage for sure. Now, this is my old Recon Scout, Cold Steel Carbon 5 Recon Scout. This knife has seen some action. It's been everywhere. Uh, it's been a very reliable and dependable companion. 5/16 of an inch thick. I took the coating off of about 2 inches of the back there of the spine, for striking fire steels and whatnot. Anyway, this is on my spring summer belt kit. And this one will go on my autumn winter setup. And this one is in a is usually for a bug out bag. Okay, this one here. So these are generally on my fighting kit. I'm gonna try to do something about this guard. Maybe use some liquid electrical tape on it in a subdued color. That will keep it from, being shiny. Of course, when it's in its sheath, you can't see the blade. I wrapped the handle. I wrapped this handle a long time ago. Wrapped this handle because I liked how this worked out. Okay, as you can see, there's quite a difference between the Trailmaster and the Recon Scout. It's just a honking knife. But anyway, I carry this on property. I always do, because that werewolf sighting that I had in my vehicle was not that far from here. It wasn't far enough. Let's put it that way. It wasn't on TV. It was in person. It wasn't that far down the road. So, nowadays, anytime I'm out, I got this with me. Somebody'd say, well, why don't you carry blah, blah, blah? Well, yeah, I'm outside working. If I'm on property doing stuff, I'm working. This is light and dependable. And it's with me. And I'm not afraid. It is what it is. If I have to throw down with a werewolf, I'm going to have my stinger. Lord will get me through, one way or the other. So, if you think that I'm crazy because I say that I saw a real werewolf, I saw it. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I saw it. And, people will say, and people have said, well, how do you come to grips with that? Well, saw it with my own eyes. That's how I come to grips with it. Because if I see something as a physical reality, this thing looked at me. It looked at me. It thought it was going to be run over. It was really close. I thought I might run it over. I mean, that's how close it was. Somebody asked me yesterday, a good friend of mine, he says, hey, why didn't you turn around and go back look for tracks? First of all, this thing ran across pavement. There's no tracks. Second of all, do you really think I'm going to go and get out of my car? Or my truck? Do you really think I'm going to turn around and go back and get out of my truck, be bopping around looking for a werewolf with nothing? No way. Not even with, I didn't even have this with me. I was going to the grocery store. So, You know, it is what it is. So, yeah, never forget it. That thing was huge. Huge. I mean, muscles upon muscles. I mean, this thing was was ripped. Well, I guess that's about all I got to say about that. You know, guess that's about all I got to say about that. But you know, a good knife can go a long way. No matter how big they are, they can fall. Just got to hit the vital parts, right? Yeah. I think the closer that we get to the end of the good book, the more of this kind of stuff we will see. I'm telling you, I've been everywhere. Everywhere. I've seen all kinds of animals. This was none of those. It was a werewolf. People talking about dog man all the time. Dog man this, dog man that. You know what? It's like these people renaming UFOs to UAPs. It's freaking UFO, man. That's what it is. UFO out there, not a UAP. Okay, let's stop renaming crap and just get with the program. It's time to get with the program. Stop changing stuff. Confusing people. That's what's going to happen. People are going to get confused. Well, that's a blah blah blah. Well, that's a blah blah blah. You know. To me, if somebody says dog man, I'm thinking about basically what looks probably like a human body. Maybe some extra shaggy hair and maybe some dog-like face, but not a wolf face. Man, what I saw was a wolf's head. It was a wolf's head on a very large body. It wasn't a man's body. It was humanoid in nature, but it was had fur all over it, especially up in the shoulder and neck. It had shaggy fur, thick shaggy fur. It had a snout, had big teeth, had pointy ears, looked just like a wolf, only the head was this big. You know, talking 2 feet. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't a coyote. It wasn't a regular wolf. It wasn't a coy wolf. It was a freaking werewolf. That's what it was. Man. It was incredible. Incredible. You could say, well, you'd have no chance with that. You know what? I'm a fighting dude. You know, I am. And if I got an equalizer and I could make damage, I could roll those damage dice, you know, do what I gotta do, you know. I may or may not come out of it. But then again, the werewolf will probably not come out of it either. Because I guarantee you, if I am fighting for my life with a werewolf, it's gonna die. I'm gonna make it die. Even if it kills me, I'm gonna kill it. You can take it to the bank. That's what's gonna happen. You can sit around and say, man, that guy's crazy. But until you have seen it, you can say anything you want. Until you've seen it, probably should just keep things up here and contemplate it. Well, maybe. I doubt it, but I think so. You know, it could be. You know, I don't know. I don't know what other people think. But the thing is that I saw it. It was the real deal. You know, I'm an old man now. I go out looking around, see this or see that. I'm not surprised by anything, but that surprised me. I'm not surprised by any other wild animal. Guarantee you, I've seen all kinds of stuff. Seen lions, uh, bears, all kinds of stuff. Wolves. I've seen it all. Seen huge snakes, 20 foot long. I've seen it all. But the thing is I saw that and I was like, what? You know, you're like, what? Did I just see what I saw? You question yourself. It was real, man. I saw it. It was right there. Right freaking there. Not a bear. Not a bear. Everybody says, you got bears up there. Sure it wasn't a bear? Listen. Listen, mofo. Do you think that I do not know the difference between a bear and a werewolf? Now, all joking aside, of course we all seen stuff, in movies and whatnot. But man, this was real. I mean, this was not a person in a suit. You can't. There's nobody Andre the Giant size just running around in a werewolf suit. I mean, this thing was big. I mean, my vehicle, my truck, I might have done damage to it, or I might have killed it by hitting it. But I definitely would have needed a new vehicle after that. I mean, I probably would have been world famous. That might have helped me get a new vehicle, But my vehicle would have been toast, I guarantee you. This thing was huge. I was glad I didn't hit it because, I like my old truck. So, anyway, spring's getting on now. Still got almost a foot of snow in the back. Mud season's here. Probably need to get down some new rock in the driveway. I gotta make myself a list of to-dos for the year. In the spring, I always make my to-dos for the year. I got so many things I have to do all the time. But, yeah. Getting back to this thing, with the werewolf. Incredible. I will probably never see another one, but I really do believe that it has to do with all of us being at the end of the good book. It was not a hallucination. It wasn't fake. It was a real deal. And it was right there in the flesh. Now, Bigfoot, I know that Bigfoot can disappear. Go in between, dimensional shifting, But I don't know about werewolves. I mean, there's not enough real data on them. People see them. People claim to see quote unquote dog man all the time, and they, I don't know if they're really actually seeing werewolves or they're seeing dog man or something. They're supposed to be two different creatures. Dog man's supposedly kind of werewolf-like, but created by the government as a weapon. Don't know. thing was, I saw a video yesterday uh, talking about Dogman, and this fellow, he shot one and killed it, and I guess the government came to see him, and they were mad about it because he had killed one of their quote-unquote assets, right? Well, I mean, thing is, you're gonna like put that stuff out in the wild. You better be ready for somebody to kill it and not whine about it, you know, because if it's out there and it's gonna cause me harm, I'm gonna cause it harm first. You can guarantee that I will not be in self-defense mode. I will be in offense mode if it comes to something like that. I won't even wait to defend. I'll just kill it. I'll just be on it. On it like bee on honey. Because I know if you don't do something, you're dead meat. Just like a bear. You know, grizzly bear coming at you. Ain't nothing you can really do about it, but you could try. Yeah. Well, I think this video's done. We've got a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. We all have to have our heads on a swivel. We have to be watching the news. Got to be waiting on Jesus. You know, a lot of stuff's going on. We can't be just sitting on our hands doing nothing. Everybody's got to be preparing for things that are coming up. Whether that is an invasion or whether that is terror cells that are already here or whatnot. Doesn't matter. Got to be ready to go any given time. I'm not always ready to go. I'm old. I got a lot of stuff that's like it's staged to be, you know, done, but not having all the money in the world, etc. You know, I can only do so much at a time. Plus, I got chores to do. Yep. It'd be nice to win the lottery and to have a, you know, get like a commercial sewing machine and a bunker and all that. That'd be awesome, you know. And then I could just sit around and work on stuff and build stuff and prepare for the worst. Be awesome. But not, you know, I mean, that's like a very small percentage of this population that can do that. The rest of us, you know, we have to do bite off small bites, you know. You know what I'm saying? Got to do things in small. We got to do small stuff at a time. We can't just like, you know, just make it happen. No, we can't do that. We gotta, most of us, we gotta, you know, work at it. Anyway, just wanted to talk to you about Bigfoot and the werewolf. Imagine a werewolf would not like this. Think my claw would be a little bit longer than his claws. Well, that's about it for now, guys. We'll catch you later. Have a good one.